Hello, everyone. Okay, so this group is just morphing into something really special. We're going to go live every single Monday, and I'm going to keep giving you guys really great content. I emailed everyone about this live today, so hoping that you guys can show up for it. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 common hormonal imbalances keeping you from getting pregnant naturally. And when we talk a lot about fertility, we know that your overall health, your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, all contributes to your ability to get pregnant naturally. So we're going to talk a little bit about like the hormonal imbalances, some of the downstream stuff, effects that can happen in your body. So as a review, when we talk about hormones, it's kind of like a domino effect. We've got our adrenal glands, we've got our thyroid, and we've got our sex hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. So a lot of times what we want to do as women is that we see that our skin is acting up, so we take a pill. We see that we have really heavy periods, so we take a pill. We see whatever's going wrong here, and then we try to take a pill to reverse the symptoms. But what we need to remember is that going upstream to the root cause is really where we're going to get long-lasting healing from the inside out. You can think of root causes like the roots of a tree in the ground, and then your symptoms like the tree, the branches, the fruits, the leaves. So we can't be up here patching a bunch of symptoms of the trees and the branches. We need to go down and look, okay, the roots, what are the roots really doing? Because when we change and heal the roots, you're going to see that through the entire tree. You're not going to have to micromanage and try to play whack-a-mole with all of these symptoms going on. So now when we talk about the 3 most common hormonal imbalances leading to fertility issues, we are talking about the connection between, and don't get scared by these words, the hypothalamic, pituitary, ovarian, that connection between those, okay? So the hypothalamus is just the brain. So the brain is like the thermostat, right? It's always perceiving stress or harmony, hate or love. It's you whenever you're getting like a reaction from the environment, that's your brain interpreting what's going on. Okay. Then it sends a signal to your pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is like a little messenger that sends messages to your endocrine glands. So it's how it turns thoughts into things. You're turning thoughts into chemical emotions of the body. How amazing is that? So inside the holistic fertility method, we break down all these complexities of your hormones just to give you like a very simple format to understand, and you can apply this to your fertility journey. But just for the sake of this live, I just want to skip straight to the what can go wrong in the hopes that you can fast track your fertility journey and get the answers that you deserve. So the biggest fertility issues that stem from hormonal imbalances within that HPO axis, that hypothalamic pituitary ovary axis, is you're going to recognize some of these: FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, estrogen, and progesterone. So first is FSH. FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. I want you to think about that. Follicle stimulating hormone. It's like the messenger boy. It travels between the pituitary gland and the ovaries, right? And it tells it to start maturing those follicles, right? Maturing the follicles are important because they contain the eggs that will be released for ovulation. So you can see how critical this hormone is. Your FSH can be tested by a blood test on day 2 to 3 of your cycle, right? So day 1 of your cycle being the first day of your period, you want to get it tested on day 2 or 3. We want to see an FSH below 10 milliIUs per milliliter at this time of your cycle, okay? If FSH is any higher than that, it likely means that your pituitary is sending out a signal. It's like banging on the door of your ovaries. My gosh, we got to mature those follicles. Why aren't you answering the door? But the ovaries just aren't responding, right? So the brain sends out more and more and more FSH to try to get the job done. So what's the reason for this miscommunication? Likely it occurs when our egg reserves in the ovaries are beginning to dwindle as we age, or the egg quality is very low. So if your FSH levels are high, here's what we want to do. We want to get further testing. We can't just diagnose and say, well, you need IVF, you have low egg stores, right? You need to get further testing. The next one you want to get is AMH. It's the anti-Müllerian, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, hormone tested via blood again, and the antral follicle count, the AFC, done through an ultrasound. Okay, this is going to be way more accurate determinants of your ovarian reserve. So if you have high FSH, next step is to get further testing. Then you want to check your estrogen levels. You want to check pituitary tumors. You want to check for low cortisol or high androgens, things like that. You want to try to avoid as many environmental toxins as you possibly can, because these deteriorate your egg quality and egg count. So look at your beauty, cleaning, laundry products, invest in an air purifier and a water filter. Try to eat as organic and wash your fruits and vegetables as much as you can. Choose organic, pasture-raised, grass-finished animal products. Those things will really help out. Like really, within 5 days, your body can detox from a lot of those chemicals when you switch over to cleaner stuff. So it's faster than you think. And then just remember that hormones are always shifting, you guys. So just because, you scored a high FSH one time, don't get too attached to that number. It's best to get a few months of testing before you actually get an official diagnosis. So if your doctor tested you once and declared that you were infertile because of a high FSH number one time, you need to get a second, third opinion. And most importantly, you guys, I need you to know this, women with high FSH values and low follicle counts get pregnant all of the time. So even if a doctor tells you that your only chance of conceiving is undergoing IVF with donor eggs, get a second opinion, right? Seek alternative options with proven high success rates, like acupuncture, hypnotherapy, uterine massage, fertility coaching, improving your nutrition. Don't let a high FSH completely define you and your journey, right? You have a strong mind and soul, and you've got this. You can turn your body around at any point. You have the power. I need you to know that. Okay, second is estrogen. Estrogen, or more specifically, the estradiol or E2. The majority of the E2 is secreted by your ovaries, right? There's a bit coming from the adrenals too, but the majority is going to be secreted by your ovaries. Now, if you were in the fertility boot camp, I showed you a chart of your hormones, and your estrogen peaks right before ovulation. So that estrogen increases because that follicle stimulating hormone told your ovaries to make all of that estrogen. So when the follicles and the ovaries are maturing on day 1 through 14 of your cycle, just assuming a 28-day cycle, they're going to release increasing amounts of estradiol to prepare for ovulation. So this estradiol is so important for fertility, not only because it helps promote ovulation, which is an obvious first step for getting pregnant, but it also works to thicken the uterine lining in preparation for a fertilized egg to implant. Okay. So think of it like growing the grass of your uterine lining. It's just like growing thick. It's like a nice warm place to just like cushion down as a fertilized egg. Like FSH, we want to test your estrogen on day 2 to 3 of your cycle. So same exact thing. A functional range of estrogen. What do I mean by functional range? That means a healthy optimal range. It's going to be between 25 and 75 picograms, PG, per milliliter. So if your estrogen is lower than that on day 2 to 3 of your cycle, its common causes could be that you're underweight, you're undernourished, maybe you have a history of disordered eating and nutrient deficiencies, you're a very heavy exerciser, you have PCOS. Now, if you have an estrogen higher than 75 picograms per milliliter, common causes of this estrogen excess could be chronic use of hormonal birth control, exposure to environmental toxins and xenoestrogens, so like high use of plastics, perfumes, fragrances, toxic body care products, impaired liver detoxification, so your body's inability to really get those toxins and estrogens out of your body, high histamine, hyperthyroidism, and ovarian cysts. Ovarian cysts can actually make and produce a lot of its own estrogen. And then a higher weight as well. Your fat cells can actually manufacture a lot of estrogen as well. So how do we balance estrogen levels? We want to eat a whole foods balanced diet, meaning that 4x4 rule that we talked about. Breakfast within an hour of waking, and then eating every 3 to 4 hours after that to keep your blood sugar stable. And you want to have things like protein, healthy fats, lots of phytonutrients coming from colorful fruits and vegetables. At least 35 grams of fiber per day. That's going to help bind estrogen in your digestive system and get it out of your body. You want to drink plenty of water to keep your blood flow high. Again, to just more blood flow, more ability to detoxify. Again, steer clear of environmental toxins in your household products, things like plastic. Invest in an air and water purifier. And then consider supplementation with DIM or N-acetylcysteine, calcium D-glucarate, methylated B vitamins. All really great. And if you guys want more information on that, I've got a great product that you can add in, And then for progesterone, that's the third hormone that I see that's a common imbalance causing and leading to fertility issues. This guy is a hormone produced by the ovaries, a little bit of the adrenal glands too. And it has many, many roles in terms of fertility. It helps stabilize that uterine lining that's been grown by the estrogen and really helps to stabilize for the implantation of the fertilized egg. It relaxes the uterine muscles and decreases chances of contractions. So when we get our period, we get kind of crampy. That is actually uterine contractions stimulated by low progesterone and high prostaglandins. So it keeps those uterine muscles nice and relaxed so we don't have that contraction. And you guys, this is an incredible thing. It temporarily inhibits the immune system so that it accepts that fertilized egg in your body. So progesterone's kind of a big deal. So we should be testing progesterone 7 days post-ovulation. So for most women, that's going to be around day 21 of their cycle, assuming you ovulated on day 20 or day 14. Now you can confirm that you've ovulated with ovulation test strips and then, basal body temperature, confirm a thermal shift in your cycle. So the reason we test on this day, on day 21, is because we really aren't making a whole lot of progesterone in the first half of our cycle, that follicular phase. It only begins to rise after ovulation. Why? Because after ovulation, that follicle that released the egg, that's now called the corpus luteum, and it starts producing progesterone. So a functional progesterone level is going to be between 15 and 20 nanograms per milliliter. So if your progesterone levels are low when you test on this day, there could be a number of causes: hypothyroidism, PCOS, adrenal fatigue, endometriosis, nutrient deficiencies or disordered eating, excessive training, workouts, undereating, a ton of mental emotional stress. This could include, the current stress and financial stress and overwhelm of having to manage so many different hats as a woman. And then emotional trauma that we've carried on as children as well. Stress, shame, guilt of trying to conceive, doubts, fears of motherhood, past sexual trauma, or just beliefs about that. So if you can resonate with one or more of these items, then low progesterone might be an issue. It's a very, very common system that goes undetected even before and during fertility treatments. I remember sharing a story of Eliza, who she was, 25 years old. She was over-exercising. She lost a ton of weight, trying to be a fitness coach, and she just wasn't eating enough. And they went and tested and said, oh my gosh, you're not ovulating. There's something wrong with you. Your only option is IVF. And, 30 minutes with her. And I'm like, you don't need IVF. You're just not eating enough. Your brain is perceiving that your body, the world is not safe. You don't have enough energy and nutrients to go even towards your reproductive system, let alone carrying a baby. So as soon as We, increased what she was eating slowly over time so that she was comfortable with it, really relaxed a lot of the high intensity interval training, and reduced a lot of that perfectionist, high achiever mentality and beliefs. She was able to get pregnant just fine. Normal periods resumed. So a lot of this goes undetected. You guys have to remember that fertility clinics and doctors and hospitals are in a business to make money. So if they see, okay, she's not ovulating, you need fertility treatments, what an easy way to make money for them. They're probably not going to go into more testing. Now, this is a blanket statement. There's great fertility treatment centers out there, but I've seen this way too many times. So I need you to be aware of it. Like, love our doctors, but they are in a business as well. So if fertility treatments are your only option, guys, making sure your progesterone levels are as healthy as possible, doing all of this work, healing from the inside out, is so extremely important. Otherwise, your body will likely not accept the treatments. So what to do next? I know this was a lot of information, and I know what it's like to get a lot of information just spat at you without really understanding what it all means. And that's why I'm here to help you, guide you on the path that works best for you and your goals. So this journey to motherhood doesn't have to be full of anxiety and doubt. If it is, please reach out to me, and please make sure that you are coming to the next fertility boot camp starting December 7th, and mark your place, get your place, get on that wait list for the holistic fertility method, because that's a 90-day group coaching to help really implement a lot of the things that we talked about today. So thank you so much. Oh, we've got some questions here. Okay, I'd like more info on the products you are referring to. So, Brianna, yep, I'm guessing you're talking about the liver detoxifying supplement. It's a gentle liver cleansing product. So what it is, it's we've got N-acetylcysteine, DIM, we've got cruciferous vegetables, which has been proven scientifically to show a reduction in estrogen circulation in your body, calcium D-glucarate. So that guy is actually going to be in your gut to help bind with that estrogen in your gut, so it's not reabsorbed back into circulation in your digestive system. So it helps clear that back out. A lot of different B vitamins, aloe vera to help calm the gut, and then other liver detoxifying different kind of like phytonutrients and amino acids and things like that. And that guy right there is from Isagenix. Cleanse for Life is going to be the product there, and I can sure help you pick that up. And what I love about this is that it's not a capsule. I know that we can get really hard on ourselves when we open up our little granny vitamin dispenser and we see 20,000 different supplements because 20,000 different experts told us we need to take all these supplements. What I love about this is it's actually some really yummy powder, peach mango powder, and you can, hide it in a protein shake. You can drink it as a tea. You can drink it with some ice as a little refreshing drink. And that's just something that you can do daily every single morning without these big, crazy fasting cleanses. So it's very gentle and just helps upregulate getting those excess estrogens out of your body. Really helpful for anyone who has PCOS and estrogen dominance. So great questions. I will see you guys. We're going to be doing this every single Monday. And then our fertility boot camp starts on December 7th again. And I've got amazing new offers for you guys. I listened to what you had to say. And our first HFMers are going to kick off here soon. And so getting the next round probably start in January, which is really exciting. And so we've got different price points and options and payment plans this time around, just with everything going on. So it makes it a lot easier for you guys to come in and get the results and the coaching that you need. All right, ladies, have an amazing start to your week. I'm here for you. I can't wait to see the engagement and love up on this post. I'm always here for you guys. I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.